my channel. If you're coming back, if you're new, hey, my name is Shannon. I am a thrifter and a reseller, which means that I go to the thrift store, I pick up items that I think will flip for a good profit, and I flip them on sites like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Etsy, and Depop. I'm mostly active on Poshmark and eBay, and that's where I make the majority of my income. I am doing this part-time right now. I was previously full-time. You can see in the description box my story. I don't want to keep repeating it for people that are coming back because it might get really repetitive. Basically, I did that to get a little more financially stable, and my plan is to go back full-time in around March. I wanted to talk to you guys today about my December sales. This video is going up later than I wanted. It is now January 23rd. I'm going to be looking down at my computer and then my notebook. But I wanted to get this video out because I just had some really interesting sales that I wanted to share with you guys. By the way, if you like this sweater, it is for sale right now, and it has these really cute flowers. Very grandma cardigan. It's got these really nice buttons. If you're interested in this sweater, it is for sale. All my links are down below. You can find me at Shanny Sells on Instagram, and those are all of my shopping. Those are all my shops. On my channel, I only talk about real numbers. That means I talk about the gross numbers, which means before any fees, cost of goods, shipping, any other expenses, business expenses, that can be shipping labels, that can be bubble wrap, etc., etc. I talk about real numbers, gross and net profit, because I like to give you a realistic view of what you can expect to make. And as a new business owner, I'm within my first 2 years of doing this business. When I was full-time looking up YouTubers, I really didn't see that many honest reseller YouTubers that I could rely on to give me like a real view of numbers, and I only saw mostly gross numbers, and I kind of struggled with that because I thought that they were doing so much better than me when really they weren't being completely honest, in my opinion. So I like to show real numbers, that's my choice, but I will break it down for you on the screen here. So December 2020, we had a gross profit, so before any fees, I'll show it here somewhere on the screen, $1,702.84. I could share my other numbers with you. Part-time, November was $809.19. Net profit, I didn't keep track of the gross because I only really keep track of that for tax reasons or for a YouTube video. October, I profited net profit of $610.19, and then September was $666.72 net profit. And then so far, January 2021, so far I'm at a net profit of $638.23. So it seems like I might be able to hit around the 800 to 2,000 probably by the time this month is done. But just to give you an idea, so this was a better month for me since I've gone part-time. This was my best month. I also think that's because of Christmas and all of the holidays coming up. So after fees, my net profit was $1,109.48, and I will go through each category of how I do. December, I spent $116.88 on inventory, so the cost of goods for all of these items. I had $0 in refunds, so that was really great because in November I had $80 in refunds. So anyway, I get invoiced after the month is complete, and I pay it like the 15th of the next month. So this was technically my bill for November, but it came out of my account in December. So that's just how I do my bookkeeping. For December, it was $45 for an eBay bill. And then my business costs for December, I think I had to buy shipping labels and like packing tape and maybe a couple other random things, was $30. So after all of those things were taken out, and plus the Poshmark, eBay, Mercari various fees were taken out. I'm not going to break those down, but for most of those sites, it's about 20%. I made a profit of $1,109.48, so you can see quite the difference there in that number. So now I'm going to get into what actually sold, and I'm only going to go over the favorite items of the month. So these are not all of my items, but I will tell you exactly how many items I sold and on which sites. So let me get my notebook. For December, we sold a total of 70 items. That breaks down to 53 on Poshmark, 16 on eBay, 6 on Mercari, technically 7 on Mercari, but I had one that was canceled. So that is the breakdown for you guys. So I'm gonna get started with Poshmark sales. Yeah, that's how I laid it out. Okay, so on December 2nd, I sold this LL Bean pair of vintage boots. I didn't write down the actual amount for you guys that each thing sold for, but I already gave you the cost of what I made for the month in the beginning, so I should have written that down. I'm sorry. I didn't keep track of that.
It's okay, we're gonna go with it.
On the 2nd, I also sold on Poshmark these maternity overalls. I featured these in a thrift haul. I'm not sure if the person maybe saw it, but they sold relatively quickly. So those were really cute, and if they were like not maternity, I would definitely would have kept them for myself because I do love wearing overalls. So on the 3rd, I sold this Snuggle Puppy new in box. So this is an item that is meant to calm your dog's anxiety for like whether it be a puppy or a dog that has really bad anxiety. And it has a heartbeat inside that actually like beats. So that's how it works. It's supposed to help calm their anxiety. And I purchased a box of these sometime last year, I'm not sure when I was kind of thinking of getting into more items that are sort of more reliable and selling like things that people search for and need. And it was a really good pickup. If I can go back and do the research and figure out how much I paid for the box and how much I have profited since, I've definitely doubled my profit because I've sold the entire box. It did take a few months to sell, but the items sold very consistently. Like I would sell at least 1 every month or 2 every month. So if I can go back and figure out how much I made off this box, I'll let you guys know. But if you ever see anything similar to that, I would definitely recommend picking it up. And I can't remember the site that I found it on. It was a pet product like wholesale box site where they were selling the box of them. And I had done my research beforehand on eBay, kind of just looking at the sell-through rate and how often they were selling, and I could see that they were selling very often, and that's how I figured out that they were worth the buy for me. December 4th, I sold this Marmot fleece. This was a really nice piece. It sold very quickly. Well, not very quickly, but it sold relatively quickly. That brand does pretty well for me. I recently picked up a pair of Marmot running shorts that have like the lining underneath, and I do have those listed on Poshmark and eBay and everywhere else if you guys are interested. On December 5th, I sold this J. Crew heart sweater. This was really cute. It was a gray piece with little gold hearts. Very cute for Valentine's Day or that kind of thing. And it sold relatively quickly. I did wear it once or twice before it sold, but it was in really good condition. On the 14th, I sold this Z by Zella sweater. I featured this in a vlog where I was kind of talking about what sold, and I said that I wish I'd kept it because it was super soft and it was like a teddy Sherpa fleece kind of material. And it was slightly cropped, so I would look out for that brand. That was my first time picking it up, and I would pick it up again. On the 16th, I sold these H&M plaid pants. These were really retro looking. They were obviously a modern shop. They were from H&M, so they're modern, but they looked retro, and they really reminded me of the show Mad Men. If you guys haven't watched this show, I would definitely go watch it and binge it because it's one of my favorite shows. It reminded me of that show. 22nd of December, I sold this. I'm not sure how to say this brand. It's O-Lily. I'll put it on the screen. It was a sweater I featured in a recent thrift haul, so it sold very quickly. It was just very interesting. Pink polka dots and then this cool design on the back, so that sold really quickly. I would definitely pick up that brand again. On the 22nd, I sold this really pretty Anne Crimmins vintage silk top. This was really pretty because of the pastel colors on it and just the designs. Really reminded me of like springtime and Easter. So that sold, and I actually profited very well on those, that sweater, or that top. On the 27th of December, I sold these vintage Doc Martens. They weren't the boots, they were like these strappy slip-ons, like Mary Jane style. I did write down what I made on those, and that was $56 profit, so I think they sold for like, I want to say 65 to 75, and then after the Poshmark fees, I made 56. Those sold very quickly. Any Doc Martens, no matter what they are, vintage or modern, like for me, have sold really quickly. I always keep an eye out for them. On December 27th, I sold this Ray Dunn Work Hard, Be Brave little square plaque. This is pretty much my motto lately, work hard, be brave. I've basically been working 2 jobs for the past like 5 months, and I'm tired, and plus YouTube, but I know it will be worth it very soon. So work hard, be brave. That took a while to sell. Mostly for Ray Dunn, what I would pick up are the mugs. They sell very quickly for me. And the, what are they called? The teapots, like the kitchen stuff. Those little bunny cookie, those little Easter like cookie jars, if you ever find those, I would pick those up. But the other things I've picked up like have sat for quite a while. So anything Ray Dunn that's like seasonal, I would definitely keep an eye out for. December 29th, I sold these Liberty vintage hunting overalls. I featured these in a recent thrift haul. They were camouflage, and the design was a vintage pattern that someone on a YouTube video actually gave me the name of, so thank you very much, whoever you are. 30th of December, we sold this bundle of sweaters. I think there were 3. They were really cool, like festival style. I don't know, this person had a really cool bundle. And I will put on the screen how much I made on those, but that was a really fun bundle. The one that I loved the most was the one with like, what was it? It had like beads on it. It was very cool, very different, unique. On the 30th, I sold this Vince sweater. This sold the same day as listing. I actually featured it in a thrift haul, and it was super, super quick. Like I listed it, it sold the same day within hours. And to be honest with you, I probably could have gotten more for this if I had waited, but the person sent me a pretty reasonable offer. I think it was like more than 50% off of their offer though, but I accepted because I figured, you know, I'm taking like pretty much all offers right now because I have such strict financial goals that I'm just taking what I can get. So I figured rather than wait for it to sit, I took the offer. On the 30th, I sold this Carhartt New with Tags dog chore coat, featured in my last 2 thrift hauls ago, I think. You guys, I did a thrift with me, and that sold very quickly. I think it had over 35 likes on Poshmark by the time it sold, and watchers on eBay, and it had likes on Mercari. So I was kind of just waiting for it to sell. I think I sent out an offer and someone accepted, and I'm not sure the amount I made. It was definitely over $30 profit. I'll put it on the screen. On the 30th, this was another quick sale from a recent thrift haul. This was a Prana sweater. The style was called Living Eleanor, and I will put the photo here. Sold really quickly, happy with that sale. On the 31st, I sold this Washington Redskins pullover sweater. Now this was interesting because Frankie gave me a bunch of Washington Redskins, I can't say that, sports like sweaters and flip-flops and sandals, and he said, hey, I wonder how much these are worth because it has their old logo on it. I don't know anything about sports, so I was like, cool, let me look this up. Turns out the things with their old logo were selling pretty quickly and consistently, although these were from Walmart, so they weren't worth a lot, but they did sell very quickly, and I've sold quite a few of those items since. So I sold that, and it sold relatively quickly. So I would keep an eye out for probably any sports team that has like a new logo and has since changed it. I would keep an eye out for that, as well as it's just a good idea to research any sports items as well. So even though it's not an interest of mine, I definitely need to be educated on things like that because I sell online. So moving on to eBay Mercari sales from December. I sold this fishing sweater on Mercari on December 6th. This was sitting for a really long time. I was sending out really low offers on the weekend, and I just got someone that accepted. It was a very cool fishing sweater. It would be nice as like a Father's Day gift. On the 3rd, I sold this Gap New with Tags wool sweater. This was sitting for quite a while, but it did have a few watchers on eBay, and someone had previously actually sent me an offer on that on eBay last month, but they kept offering me like $5, and then I would counter at like 10, and they would counter me at like 6, so it just got annoying at that point, and that is really the only time I will actually decline an offer if the buyer keeps doing it, because I just find that kind of like just almost like disrespectful at that point. If you have the item listed for like $50 and the person offers you $5 and keeps countering like $1 higher, I've gotten that happen to me a few times, and it's just kind of, I just figured we're not going to get anywhere, so I just stopped accepting. On December 4th, I sold this Free People white thermal. This was actually free because I got it in a bag of clothes from Facebook Marketplace from my sister's friend that I went and picked up a bag of clothes from her. So this was sitting since probably March or April, maybe May, but it did sell. So on the 16th, I sold this vintage Christmas vest. This was really cool. I actually have quite a few Christmas items that didn't sell, but maybe next year they'll sell, or this year. On the 20th, I sold these Hollister men's jeans. Hollister jeans seem to sell pretty well for me, and I think this particular pair of jeans, because they were distressed and they had some paint splatters on them that I don't know if the person that owned them previously like had it was like a DIY thing, but they were cool. On the 20th, this was actually on Mercari. I don't know why I wrote this. My notes are like all over the place, but Mercari, I sold this nun Halloween costume. My friend Sam gave this to me so it was free, so that was awesome, and I sold this pretty quickly. It had a lot of likes on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, so I sold that. On the 22nd, I sold these Dansko clogs. These were awesome. They were like a Mary Jane style, and I profited a lot on those. So I've sold a very similar, if not the same style of these Danskos before. So I picked them up based on past experience, and I'm really glad I did. I have to put the date for this sale. It was at the end of December. This was an interesting sale. My mom's boyfriend gives me stuff to sell quite often. This is called a Kula wax duster. This was a really bulky piece to store in my closet. I had it hanging up for, I think about a year now. And it finally sold, and I profited $42.78 on that item, and that was awesome because it was free. On the 29th of December, I sold another Washington Redskins item. This was a t-shirt. I'll put how much I made on the screen, but I already explained the story on that. Those items were all free. And on the 31st, the last item I sold was this Disney vacation resort. I wasn't sure if it was a wallet or like a passport holder, but I put both in the description, and that sold pretty quickly. I featured that in my last thrift haul, Thrift With Me video, so that sold pretty quickly. Those are all the sales for December. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe it offered a little insight on what you could pick up in the future, and maybe give you an idea of what you can make online. So if you liked it, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will be making a lot more videos coming up in the next few months when things slow down. I am trying to film a few ahead of time today, so if I look the same, it's because I might change, but I'm filming ahead of time so that I can kind of have videos through the week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!